Hello, dear friends. Today we are going to now discuss about the inner child healing. This is a very therapeutic process which goes deep inside and addresses the inner child hurt that we generally carry. One might think that, well, I'm doing well. What exactly is this inner child and how it affects? So I would like to tell you more about it using a presentation. And after that, I will tell you how it affects us. So let me share a presentation for you. Now, firstly, we all are interested to know that what is inner child. So as you can see, the inner child, as you see and look deeper into these eyes of this innocent child, you can very well understand what is actually the inner child is. A jubilant, very like happy child, the creative, the spontaneous one, the playful aspects of ourselves, which is not affected by any of the situation which is outside. It can enjoy at any moment, any point of time. It is the true nature. We can say it is the nature of how we truly are. But this aspect of us, that is the inner child, is a very delicate and vulnerable. As we know, the child is to be like protected, covered, taken care of. So this aspect is a very delicate and vulnerable. And due to that, what happens? It has some needs, it has some requirements. So what is the requirement? Every child has a primary need for respect, understanding, and being taken seriously. This is Alice Miller. She has said this, and this is a very important need. The respect of being what the child is, being understood. Okay, what he is trying to say, what is trying to express. And that is very important for any child. So, whatever we experience in our childhood, it is just not after we are born, my dear friends. It is also about how and we are conceived, how we were when we were as a fetus, the growing stages, how we felt there, our experiences there. They all shape a lot of what we believe about life, that it affects the whole life, that we how we are believing this is what life is. The one you see is like a king, okay, the life is like kingly. The other who is undergoing a trauma, how that person is going to receive the life, more of trauma, right? So the belief is set in the childhood, and we say it is like, you know, soft soil, like the wet soil, you can just mold whatever shape you want. So this is how it happens. It is just not about the life. In fact, we start feeling the same about the world. So if we feel that yes, I am happy, so the world is happy. And if we feel that it is traumatic, so the world becomes traumatic. It is also the belief about ourselves. I'm good, I'm not good. So that type of thing starts. And it is also a very deep influence. It has a deep influence on our relationship with others. It is, be it someone else, be it our friends, be it with our society, be it any relationship. It also affects our self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves, and very importantly, our self-worth. Do we feel self-worthy about ourselves or something else? It is a very important thing that every year from childhood to adolescence has an inner child associated with it. And actually it carries further. And how happy that child has happens to be directly proportional to how happy you are as an adult. So how we were as a child is directly proportional to how we will be like an adult. We can claim, okay, I was a happy child, but somehow I'm not that happy adult. It's very interesting. When we dig deeper, we get to know a lot deeper further things. So it is also about what exactly it is. Are we compensating or we are happy? That happens an important aspect. What happens, that whatever we are undergoing, our body, our emotions hold everything. And that results further into a lot of the illness we carry further, because we say that the issues are in the tissues. The body is solid, it carries, it remembers. Our emotions are more like liquid, and they also tend to remember more of whatever we have undergone. We may try to camouflage that, okay, we are fine, but our body and emotions remember, and whenever something comes and some trigger comes, it just explodes. So this includes the parental conditioning, and this conditioning is, you have to behave in a certain way, you have to be like this, you can't do that. All this comes further as we grow old. And it also about social conditioning, how we felt in a social group, maybe in a school, in a peer group, and the traumatic situations in our life. Now, generally what happens, we feel generally we just associate the trauma is something like, it is like too bad for a situation, it has to be very like a bomb or something has to be trauma. No, masters, it is not like that, friends. It can be as simple as a child who is undergoing an abuse, a pain. It can be as simple as that. That can be a trauma for a child. Or maybe the child has just heard that the parents are fighting with each other, and one of them might have uttered the word divorce. That's it. That can be a big trauma for a child, because for a child both are very important. And if the child is fearful that I might lose one, that is a big trauma that a child might undergo. So what happens when we undergo all this? We tend to lose a major portion of our inner child essence. Now what happens if we lose our essence? So what happens that when we are loss of contact with essence is the root of our problems, being with ourselves, being with others. So what happens? Like, we are not connected with what we are. So what we do? We start creating emotionally protective barriers of personality. It is not what we truly are. It is about the masks we start putting on ourselves. And to avoid further pain, suffering, what happens? The inner child just withdraws itself, and adopts different defense mechanism. The defense mechanism, as you can see, is like you can just show anger so that no one just tries to talk to you, because you feel that, well, I need to create a boundary. Otherwise, if I don't show my anger, people will barge in. I can do one more thing. I can just not hear whatever the people are saying. I can do that. Or I might be so very just dig deep inside that I am not available at all. I can choose to be always in daydreaming. Or I can choose to show, yes, magician, I can change everything. Or I can get into overeating. Well, friends, it can be numerous type of defensive mechanism that we can take in to avoid pain and suffering. It can be numerous. What happens that as we lose the essence of our true personality and character, so what happens? The true self is warded off. Like, we are true and the essence is gone. So there is a belief, a core belief system is formed. Now this belief system is what is what we think is the correct thing. It is the right thing that we think. A belief, as we know, believe. We start living that. So core material is a way of, what exactly is the core material? Is like the way where we grow on. It is just like the seed, the quality, the being. So the core material is the way our internal experiences are organized, and every experiences need to get filtered through it. So you can understand in this situation is the core material here in this figure is about the pink glasses that you are seeing. So whatever has to go, it has to go through it. So the person will see only through this colored glasses. So the true self is beyond that. But what is happening? It is forming a belief beyond, and everything is passing through it. So it is, we just bake it. Like if we are seeing, we will say, yes, I experienced this, because we are seeing through it. And we feel that is the only truth. And we feel about it regardless what anyone feels. Someone might tell you, oh, wow, you're great, you do wonderful stuff. And if we have a negative belief about ourselves, what we will say, no, 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 that person must be lying. That person wants me to feel good about myself. Or it can be otherwise as well. So the beliefs have the power to change and shape our life. And how they are formed? They're formed with the hurt, with the loss of the essence. So I just say that the belief has a lie in it. You can see L-I-E, right? So belief has a lie in it as well. And very interestingly, we live what you believe. Like suppose if I have a belief, I'm fat. So the person may get into any stuff and anything to prove, or indirectly trying to prove that the person is fat. You should not be doing this. Men should be like this, or it won't work. Like whatever I may try, it won't work. There can be fear, there can be worries, or I am not likable. So what if it is a belief is that I'm not likable? I will try really, really hard, and then finally I will prove that something goes wrong. Well, I'm not likable. See, I proved. I will never. Women should. Not smart enough. I can't. I'm ugly. There are numerous beliefs that we keep inside. And what happens? Our physical life and the experiences are actually have the roots deep within. The roots are the beliefs. So what is happening? The belief and every experiences that we are having outside is just forming, okay, this is how we are. We are just trying to prove it every time. Now, what happens that whatever happened to us in our childhood remains unhealed in most of us. I won't say 100%, but most of us, yes. It remains unhealed. And what we do, that we just put bandages or wraps and wraps around it and put a smiley picture above it to show, yes, we are fine, we are good. And further, what happens? It starts contributing to the conflicts and problems we experience as adults. We feel I'm not understood. That person doesn't understand me. I'm not heard. I'm not helped. No one loves me. There are different type of things that comes up as we are adult. Now, the childhood hurt results in creating our viewpoint, our perspective of life. And we know we see all what we have. Whatever the perspective we have, we see the life through that only. Actually, we all are inherently magnificent beings with limitless potential. Unlimited potential beings we all are. We all truly have this power to experience, express unconditional love. You can see these children, isn't it? We can't claim that they have everything of this earth, but can you see this unconditional happiness in their eyes, the joy? So this is the true thing. We have this joy. We have inherent creativity. to fully experience our true nature, the child within must be embraced and expressed. So it needs that safe space that, okay, the child feels, yes, I am now safe to express and I can be embraced for whatever I am. And how the change comes? And I should use the word transformation, as I was conducting one session today, and it came so beautifully that it is not change, it is the transformation or transmute of all the pains. It occurs when one becomes what the person is, not when the person tries to become. That is not the true thing. It is what it is, like a flower when it blooms as the flower is. Then it is the true happiness and the truth. Otherwise, if we try to camouflage or try to do something synthetic, then that won't be the true thing. We all are awesome. You all are awesome. So we never need to let the wonder of the discovery of you and endless possibilities leave your spirit. We should never allow this. So what we need to do? We need to allow our inner child to realize our real self. That yes, this is what we are. We need to go deep within the inner core, the truth that is what we truly are, that radiates light, love, and power. And what we are going to do in this inner child healing process is to touch this inner core. So thank you for watching this presentation. And now I would like to tell you that what exactly we will be doing this inner child healing process. It is a 7-day process. And in this process, we are going to just unwrap the pain and the hurt that we had been covering throughout. And then slowly, very slowly, we will dig deeper, further, and we'll find out what the pain is being held back. Different fear, different understanding of a situation, the guilt, the shame that a child is holding. We will address that very lovingly, and then we will proceed. This is an ongoing process, but in the 7 days, we are going to do an extensive work to address this pain and hurt. The process is to bring up the real, true, magnificent beings that we all are. This is the service that I want to bring forward to all of us, to experience the best what we are. So I welcome you all in the 7-day program of Inner Child Healing Workshop. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining.